For this video, we're going to be making a HUD. HUD stands for Heads Up Display. And for those of you who don't know, this is the little symbols that appear usually in the corner of your screen that lets you keep track of your health or the coins or anything else that you want to be showing all the time in the player's screen. And so we're going to start by taking the collectibles, because this is what I'm going to do with my HUD. I'm going to make a display of the coins that I currently have. And so let's just copy and paste that and rename it as the first thing we'll do is make a new scene, and we'll make it a canvas layer type. So we'll go other node and find canvas layer. And canvas layer is basically made for a HUD. It's something that will display on the player's screen all the time. And so we have here our 2D view of our canvas layer. And what do we want to add? Well, I said I was going to add coins, but first I want to add a quit button so that the user can quit at any point. And so I'm going to add a child to my canvas layer, and we'll call it a button. There's my quit button. In fact, let's rename it as quit button. And it's up here in the top right. You can use your controls here to move it around, or you can use the anchors here to move it around. Let's move it to the bottom left. So it's there in the bottom left, and let's go into the inspector of the quit button and give it some text, quit. At this point, we can give it a signal, but we need a script on my canvas layer first. Before we put a script on my canvas layer, let's just rename that so I know what I'm doing here. We'll just rename it as HUD, and then we can add the script hud.gd. Sounds good. Create. And now I can go to my quit button and add the pressed signal, and we'll connect that to the hud.gd. Connect, and now I have on quit button pressed. And what we can do is get tree dot quit, and that should be able to quit the game. Let's just run it, and it doesn't work because we do have to add the HUD to my level. And so I go to my level scene. Here's all the things in my level scene: static body, coins, and player. And we're going to add by the chain method. We're going to add the HUD. I haven't saved it yet, so it's not there. Go back here, save that, go back to the level, chain, and now HUD is there. We add it, and so it is here. If we go to the 2D view, we can see the quit in the bottom here. Let's press play and see if it actually works. Press quit, and the game quits. Okay, except we haven't seen that it stays there like the whole time that the player is moving. We can't see this working yet because my camera doesn't move, and so we don't have a chance to see our HUD kind of moving with the scene. And so I'm going to add a quick camera. So we come to our player scene, add a camera as a child of the player. And let's try that again. Okay, you see us moving around, and you see the quit button at the bottom there is staying in place. That doesn't move. It's always there. Excellent. Okay, now I want to add the coins. So what I want to happen is I want up in the top right corner, I want a little coin symbol along with the number of coins that I have. So I want two things to appear up here. Now, do I want them like the symbol up here and the number below, or do I want the symbol here and the number, kind of the symbol to the left and the number to the right? Because that question will determine what I'm adding to my HUD. If I want them in a vertical row, one on top of each other, I would use the V box, and if I wanted them next to each other, I would use H box. Let's go next to each other, H box. So we add a child, hbox container. And in that hbox, I do want the two childs. I want one of them is the picture and one of them is the number. And so I'm going to add a child to hbox. And that child is going to be textureRect. TextureRect right there. So that's just going to display an image. And then another child is going to be just a label. And where do I want it? As I said, I want my hbox container to be in the top right. So we use the anchors top right, and that is where it's going to appear. So label, now that I think about it, do I want more than one label? No, we'll do it with one label. So I'm just going to write coins, something like that. And then I'm going to want a number in there. And then in my textureRect, I just want an image. So you could find an image of the coin. Or if you're lazy like me, you can just use whatever image is provided with GD script. There it is. And now we have to worry about, I want the number to appear. So the number of coins is being kept track of in player.gd. So here it is, player.gd, and then the coins, right? Well, that's a problem because I'm not in player.gd, I'm in HUD.gd, and HUD.gd does not have access to the coins. We could deal with this with global variables, and then all the scripts have access to the coins, and that should work. But I want to show you another way that we can deal with this, which is by using a custom signal. The idea behind signals is that different scenes will be able to communicate with each other by emitting these signals. And so what we'll do in player.gd, at the top where we declare all of our variables, we'll also declare a signal. Signal, and let's say coins updated. And coins, of course, is part of player, so that's what we're sending along in the signal. Now I'm down in my function, my addCoin function, and I just said coins plus equals 1. Well, that's great. So now I'm also going to emit this signal that I just created, and I'm going to emit the coins updated signal. That's the name of my signal, right? Coins updated, coins updated. And I'm going to pass along the argument of coins. That would be this coins right here. That's the number of coins that I currently have, which is the argument in my signal. One thing with an underscore joining it, just like that. Okay. Yeah, got rid of all the errors. It looks good. So now I'll just save that. Next, I'm going into my level scene. And I'm going to make a script for my level scene. So now I have level.gd. And in this ready function, so this is whatever runs as soon as I create this scene, I'm going to do this. I'm going to grab my player dot connect, and I'm going to connect coins updated. Yep, that one. And I'm going to connect with HUD dot update coins. Okay, so this is in the level scene. Both the player and the HUD are in the level scene, and I want to connect the player and the HUD. And so this is the step that I need to do that. Next, we're going to this player scene right here, which is in the scene tree of the level. So do not go to the player scene up here. Go to the level and the player, the instance of the player scene, which is in the level. All right, so let's grab the signal here, which is coins updated. This is the signal that I just created in the player.gd. It's appeared here in my list of signals. So I connect that with the level script. Connect. Now my level script has another function. It's on player coins updated. Okay, so what should I put in here? I'm going to get the HUD dot update coins, and we'll give it coins. So basically this is a function call to the update coins method in the HUD. We haven't created it, but we will. And it gives it this coins, which we send along to that scene. Okay, now we go to HUD.gd, and this function does not exist yet. We're going to make it right now. HUD.gd, and we're going to go func update coins, and we'll call it num. And now we can get the label from my HUD. There's the label. Okay, equals coins, that string, plus the num. We need .text here because we are changing the text property of my label. Okay, I think that's it. Let's give that a try, shall we? Coins, I didn't put it as 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that pretty much works. To do 0 at the beginning, I can just go to the label inspector and just put 0 there. That's the default before anything else happens. And so now you can see coin 0, coins 1, coins 2, coins 3. And so that worked. So just to review the steps, maybe a high-level overview of what we did, I want to connect HUD.gd with player.gd because I want the coins to be accessible to HUD.gd. So I go to player.gd, I made my own custom signal, then at the appropriate time, basically whenever a coin is added, I emitted that custom signal and I gave it coins. And then I went to my level.gd, and I connected this coins updated, which was in the player function, in the player scene, with this update coins, which is in the HUD scene. Then from the level scene's player scene, so this is important, not the regular big player scene, but the one specifically in that level, I did a signal right here, and I connected that to level.gd, and that created this function, which is in level.gd. And in this function, I'm calling the HUD.gd's update coins. And then in the HUD, now I can do update coins, and I can update the label text to be with that number that came in right there. That's it. So that's how you communicate between scenes if you need to do that. Like I said, you could also do this by using global variables, which in this case might be a more sensible way to do things, but I wanted to give you this little tutorial on custom signals with a relatively simple example, which this is. All right, so that's all for this tutorial. See you in the next one.